Meeple Nation Podcast, episode 587, our top 5 pickup and delivery games.
Welcome, citizens, to Meeple Nation. Grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, warm up those dice, and join us at the game table as we discuss board games and the board gaming world. Each week, the hosts of Meeple Nation share their love for board games and the amazing memories that come from playing games with some very outstanding people. Let us now join our hosts in their natural habitat, the game table.
We are the hosts of Meeple Nation. I'm Nathan Howard.
I'm Dave Holliday.
I am Andy Holliday.
And I'm Douglas Stewart.
With our powers combined, we are the world's most okayest podcast. And with that, you can go to our webpage, which is just as mediocre. And you can go there and find out all about ourselves and how we got into the hobby and how we got together. Yeah. We're having a grand old time. I'll give you a shiny nickel if you can name that movie.
I can't name that movie.
I can.
I bet Will Day can. He gets all of our references.
Yeah.
What is it from?
It is from The Parrot Trap.
It is from The Parent Trap. All right.
wow.
Shiny nickel to Andy.
Okay.
All right. The original.
The original.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Anyways, back to our mediocre website where you can find links to all of our episodes. You can find a link to our sidecast, The Salt Pod. You can find bios all about us, and you can find links to all of our socials. And of course, you can find a link to our Patreon page. We would love for you to be a patron. Take us from mediocre to higher-oker.
That's definitely not a thing.
It could be.
I don't know.
It could be.
Higher ochre. Is that just like a brighter color of ochre?
It's just higher
Kinda.
up instead of medium. It's
It's instead of
high.
meaty, it's it's higher ochre.
maybe just high ochre.
High ochre.
Yeah.
Sounds like I was saying hello to a friend. Hi, ochre.
or about to hit someone in Street Fighter.
Yeah. Hi, ochre.
Hi ochre! Hi ochre! Yeah. Hi ochre! Wow.
Anyways,
Top tier stuff coming out of the
top-tier
podcast
stuff.
today.
Yes. And I just said, forget it. I said top steer, but if you want to be a Patreon, if you want to be a patron and increase our value,
And
we
let's
would
be
love
honest,
that.
after this intro, you probably don't.
And let's be honest, if you've listened this far, you've listened for a while now, and we appreciate you. And if you'd love to see the podcast continue with evolutions that we are trying to do from episode to episode, we would love your support. You can do that on patreon.com/meeple_nation, or you can find that link on our mediocre website. And with that, I am going to silence myself and turn the tables over to you, Dave, for an outstanding, flawless demonstration on how to do the intro to our sponsorship, GameToppersLLC.com. Go.
But you just said it.
Carry on.
Meeple Nation podcast is sponsored by GameToppersLLC.com. If you haven't been able to jump onto the GameToppersLLC.com website and look at all of the awesome gear that they have, I highly encourage you to do so. If you've been to see us at SaltCon, you've seen some of the amazing table toppers and other beautiful mats and different game accessories that you can find at GameToppersLLC.com.
Dave, you're worth every dollar I spend on you.
Nice.
Almost
Almost as good as what I just said. So.
Quick note, though.
Yes.
For those who maybe have checked it out in the past, their website got a fresh design. It actually looks pretty sharp, pretty nice. So go check that out. Even if you have visited GameToppersLLC.com, go check it out again. It's got a fresh coat of paint and it looks really good.
Yes.
Things are very well organized.
And the Kickstarter 5.0 currently probably getting pretty close to conclusion at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, it's probably already done at this point.
Probably just cut that out.
Yeah. But they his Kickstarter 5.0 Kickstarter just closed not too long ago. And if you've ever considered getting a Game Topper, now is even a better time because he has found a way to reduce his shipping costs and his manufacturing costs. And unlike most everything else that's been affected by tariffs, Game Toppers prices have come down.
Yay.
We like that. All right. Where's the clock? Yeah, that's it. It is, in fact, highlight 30. 31, really, because we've taken really long so far.
I did ramble on and messed a lot of things
Highlight
up.
31.
Highlight 31.
All right. What have you guys been playing this week?
Well, I got a chance to play several new games and cruising along trying to reach my goal of 200 new games this year. And it's going to be touch and go. We'll see how we go. But I have been playing a lot of little games that have been on my shelf, and so we'll play them, see if we're going to keep them or get rid of them. But one that we did play was Vegetable Stock. Doug taught us that, and all of a sudden I cannot remember what that game was. What was Vegetable Stock?
It was just it's actually just an open draft game, and
right.
you're drafting cards that have like corn and tomatoes and eggplants and things on them.
Trying to fluctuate the
And-
market.
Yep, and whatever leftover card there is changes the market. So the idea is you want to draft stuff, but also leave stuff so that that market will adjust in your favor.
Yeah.
And it really fast. It's like six really fast drafting rounds, and then the game's done. I mean, this is like 10-minute game tops.
Yeah, and it took longer to explain it than it did probably to play it.
Pretty close.
Yeah, but it was a fun little game. Something I would think my family would enjoy. My wife would really enjoy that. Quick, easy, and but then along that, another game that I played afterwards was actually the next day at Andy's house. I was able to get Andy to play a trick-taking game, one of his favorite mechanics.
Yeah, I did play a trick-taking game.
You did, and you didn't hate it.
You're right. It was, for a trick-taking game, which is not my cup of tea typically, I had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, it is a trick-taking game based in the werewolf kind of world, and so it's talking a seer catalog is like the seer in the werewolf realm. The werewolf game is the seer is the one who's able to identify one player during each night, and so it's a spoof off of the Sears catalog back in the day. You guys are probably all too young to remember what the Sears catalog was.
Not super. We're not that much younger than you.
Yeah.
No, I am.
I
don't remember the Sears catalog.
It was a great big thick catalog, like an old phone book, which you probably don't even remember a phone book. But it was a big 2-inch book that was full of all Sears merchandise.
You can order out of the catalog.
Yeah, and you'd go through there, and that was how you did your Christmas shopping. You go through and circle all the pages, and you circle 1,000 things, and you give it to your parents, and then they laugh at you and got you a pair of tough skin
Order you
jeans.
some other stuff. Oh, it sounds like it was a system that really worked.
Yeah, it worked for my parents, but it was always exciting to go through there, and kind of like in Christmas Story when they'd go through they were staring at the shop window. That's what the Sears catalog was like. You just could see all the stuff that you wanted and
Couldn't have.
couldn't have. Yep.
Yeah. No,
So,
I think
so this game is not like that
This
at all.
game is
No.
not like that. I
Okay.
totally got derailed.
Totally
Yes.
not that at all.
no.
Okay.
What made this game, I think, enjoyable were the artifacts.
Yeah. So you have you're dealt. I want to say it's is it 9 cards? Or I've played so many games lately, I can't remember how many. You're dealt a hand of cards, and then included in that cards are 3 artifacts. One of which is a wild that all players get, and then 2 random artifacts. And those artifacts are going to affect the game in some way. They're either going to allow you to change your number up or down. They're going to allow you to if you score 0 points at the end, or if you score 0 points in the end, then you can have the one card that's going to give you 5 points to help boost you out of that. And that's what's kind of interesting in the game is you want to have positive points, as in most games. But how you get those points is a little bit awkward. So if you end the round and you have no cards in your hand, you're going to score 0 points, which is not negative points, so that's good, but it's also not going to increase your score. If you have cards left in your hand, if you're in what they call bonus, meaning that you have 6 cards or less in your hand, then you're in bonus. And so you're going to score your lowest card, and then you're going to subtract 1 for each other card that you have. So you want to try to keep high cards in your hand. However, that's a double-edged sword, because if you have a higher card in your hand and a trick is in play and you're in bonus, you must play a card. So it does have a chance of I can be kicked out of playing, or kicked out of keeping that high card anyways, or I can get really lucky and have that high card. And if you can be really lucky, that's your only card left. Or if you're not in bonus, then you just get -1 point for every card in your hand. And so it was a very interesting game. We played around with Andy, you, Dave, and you, Dave, and me, and Beyonce, or I'm going to call him Ben since that's his real name. Boo. But and then you guys played a different game, which I'm sure we'll hear about in just a second. And then so Richie, Ben, and I played the full game of Sears Catalog, and it was very interesting and a lot of fun. Richie really likes trick-taking games. Ben was a little bit new to trick-taking games, and he kind of picked it up at the end, but it was a little too late for the scoreboard. But anyways, Sears Catalog was much more enjoyable than Vegetable Stock because I did have a little bit of meat on the bone, but Vegetable Stock was still a great little easy, accessible filler game. And I think they're both kind of filler. They are both filler games. They're both very short games. Sears Catalog was like 30 minutes. Vegetable Stock, 10 minutes. And but anyways, those were some of the new games that I've been playing.
Very cool. Cool. Love it. So the game that I want to talk about, this is one over the past several months I've mentioned on and off that I've really been diving deep back into LCGs. And I've been having a great time. In particular with Arkham Horror and Marvel Champions. So Marvel Champions, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. expansion just released. Now, I was thinking that I was going to play these chronologically, but I got to the Sinister Motives campaign when that's the Spidey one, and we've talked about this, but I'm hoping that I can get you guys to play that with me because I think there's a little interest in that one and playing that one together. So I decided that I'd just jump into the new hotness that is, the latest campaign, and I've been having a great time. Actually, so far so good. I've played 2 of the 5 missions, and they've been really good. Every single time that a new campaign comes out, I find that they innovate in a new and unique and fun way. In particular, with this campaign, the enemies, there's a few of the enemies that they have hit points, and if you can get them to 0 hit points, something does happen, but then they reset their hit points. So winning is not about just beating up the enemy. You're actually winning by manipulating the scheme deck instead of the enemy itself. So actually really some interesting mechanisms. I think they've done some pretty cool things. There is a big deduction puzzle kind of thing going on. It's S.H.I.E.L.D. So of course there's secrets, and there's board members that may or may not be corrupt or may or may not be working against the teams and stuff. And so with each mission, you unveil some cards. If you meet certain conditions, you unveil some cards, and it helps you sort of cross off, like
loyalty.
Yeah, sort of on a whodunit sheet, kind of thing. And it allows you to eliminate certain options and stuff. And then when the finale hits, so I'll follow up on this because I haven't got to that point, but I guess before the final mission, you have to make a guess on which board member is corrupt. And if you get it right, you get kind of a big boon for that mission. And if you get it wrong, you get like a big bane for that mission. So they're doing some really cool things with Marvel Champions. The game continues to impress me. I can tell that this is moving into the next phase of this game. Is they're going to start moving it into the Inhumans. And I did not read any Inhumans comics. I don't know anything about the Inhumans. I don't really care that much about the Inhumans. When it comes to the Inhumans, I just know there's the one gal who has like a ton of hair. Like
Medusa.
Medusa, is that okay? And there's like a big dog. Something. Not Cosmo. Anyway.
Fluffy.
No, it's not. Oh.
That's going to drive Nathan crazy.
It is
so all
Lockjaw.
Lockjaw. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my point just being like, I don't know what kind of legs Marvel Champions has for me, right? Like you talk about like Arkham Horror or even Lord of the Rings, those just keep giving, right? Anything new for those is just like, I'm in, this is great, everything. I have loved Marvel Champions, but I worry a little bit that it's going to hit a point where I'm like, okay, I'm out because I just don't have any investment in the characters and the stuff that they're doing. Now I say that, and I don't know, I might be surprised. So one of the things I would love to see them do is actually revisit old characters, like bring them back with new sets. Like so each hero has a set of 15 cards that makes them unique, and then you deck build on top of that. I would actually really love to see them revisit some of those 15 card decks, especially now that the card pool has changed so much, because some of them are just flat out not playable anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like the Hulk, Andy, right? Like the Hulk is there's a few people out there that still kind of try to make him work in certain decks and certain scenarios, but he basically is an unplayable character.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. So like revisiting some of those characters and giving them a fresh set of cards that would, I think, make them more playable given the current meta, as the kids say, might be really fun. But I just continue to be impressed. I'm playing Nick Fury, and I'm playing the new Black Panther, which is not
Siri.
This Siri Black Panther, and so far so good. I've actually really enjoyed it. One's a leadership. I think Nick is leadership, and no, Nick is justice, and Siri is leadership, and that's actually been working really good. In fact, not to go too far down this rabbit hole, but like Siri, they've introduced a bunch of neutral cards. That's actually the Dora Milaje or whatever the women fighting group that's for Wakanda. And so you've actually got a bunch of those. And if you can get them out and get them boosted and stuff, they actually they synergize with each other. So they actually activate special abilities on each other's cards.
Oh, nice.
And so you can actually kind of build like a fighting force with some of the new cards that are out now and stuff. And so things like that didn't exist when the original game came out, that just keeps the game fresh and I think really fun. I've been having a good time with it, and I'll follow up when I finish the campaign and kind of let you guys know how it is. But I really like the game. I highly recommend it. It's really good.
No cap.
Wow.
Way to bring out your millennial jargon, David. Wow.
That's all I got.
All right. So in preparation for recording this topic, I have refreshed myself on the rules for Merchant of Venus. This is a game that I have had for well over a decade, and I've played once.
Okay, so this is the first edition.
This is the second edition.
No, is second edition that new?
Yeah.
Or that old, I mean?
The first edition's back before the turn of the century.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
But so this is a pick up and delivery game. You play one of 4 different civilizations, and we all start at the main central galactic base, and you roll the dice. That's your movement, and you are going to move from node to node into the different systems. And the first thing you have to do is you have to discover the different civilizations. So if you land on a planet, you can, as your action, you can do the first contact with that particular civilization. You're going to gain credits. You flip over the card, you're going to gain credits on that card that you can only spend with that civilization. So you gain those bonus credits for being the first person to discover that civilization. You can purchase stuff. You can purchase ship upgrades. You can purchase goods that you can deliver to other locations. On each of those goods, it tells you which civilizations want to purchase those particular goods. But on the first of the game, you don't know where any of them are, so you have to go out and explore and find where those civilizations are to begin with before you can actually start delivering. Essentially, you pick it up and you're just like, okay, well, I've got to find one of these 4. So I'm going to buy a couple of them, or, you can hold up to 2 different resources at the beginning of the game, and you can upgrade your ship to hold more. You can also pick up passengers, and a new passenger comes out every other turn. The game plays over 30 rounds, and you're just moving around the board. So there's different colored nodes. One of the ship upgrades, which my daughter Amara is destroying us.
Oh, nice.
She was the first to get a hyperdrive or a drive. So there are 2 different drives, and then there's a hyperdrive. And so there's a yellow drive and a red drive, and then the hyperdrive is red and yellow. It allows you to skip those color nodes when you are moving. And she's all over the board. And I am stuck big time. So whenever you land on a spot that you have to do a shield test, or a piloting test, or a laser test, you have to roll below whatever your skill level is. And unfortunately, it's on a D6. So we all know how that probably went for me. Every single time I land, even though I've worked really hard on getting those upgraded, it didn't matter. But yeah, Amara has been zipping around the board, and she's discovered the vast majority of the civilizations. We haven't finished yet. We're about halfway through the game, and she just discovered the last of the civilizations. So she's going to have to change tactics now that she's finished that. She's actually going to have to start doing some pickup and delivery. But no, it's been fun. Between the ship upgrades and you can upgrade your pilot from level 1 to level 2, level 3. And then once you unlock that 3rd level, you get an asymmetrical power that you can use. But essentially, you're going to play the game once one other cool thing is every other round so the rounds where a passenger doesn't come out where that is looking to be transported, it is a drill phase. So you can, if you gain the correct technology from one of the civilizations, you can drill and mine meteorites, which means which means whenever you fly over a meteorite, you don't have to stop on a meteorite, but whenever you pass over one, you can drop a drill token on that meteorite. So once again, if you get the hyperdrive, you're flying all over the place, dropping drills on meteorites like crazy. And every other round you collect those and get 10 credits for every single one that you've played.
Oh, nice.
And so it's a way to make money, but that's one of the things that you really want to try to be able to move around a lot to get that passive income as you're moving around the board. But it's a cool game. It's one that it reminds me a lot of Firefly. I think Firefly's a superior game to Merchant of Venus, but still really fun to play. And it's different enough that it's not a different version of Firefly. It has definitely some uniqueness to it. But it's been fun to play, and I'm looking forward to finishing.
Oh, I would love to try this.
Yeah, I think you would have fun.
Yeah, excellent. Dave, what do you got?
I had the chance to play Slay the Spire, and it was awesome. I was actually really kind of surprised that I hadn't heard about this one. I was surprised when Doug, I played this with Doug and Andy Poops, and when you guys told me how it's a couple years old or whatever, I was pretty surprised that I hadn't heard of it. But then I realized I probably shouldn't have been surprised because I've been MIA.
Yeah,
I was gonna say something. I mean, you
don't play games.
You don't play games, bro. No, but Slay the Spire was super awesome. And I look forward to playing it again and trying a different character and trying a new build.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Slay the Spire. We played it, Douglas and I played it at BryceCon.
Yep. And
What did you call him?
I don't know.
Doug and
It
Melissa.
was Douglas' son, I think. Which is appropriate.
Which is appropriate.
Which is fine. It's fine. But it was you, me, and Brad, right?
Yeah. Yep. And we did lose at the very last boss.
But we did make it all the way to the last boss.
We did. Yep.
Which we fought the same boss.
We
Oh,
did.
Did you? Did you lose too?
No, we totally destroyed it.
We destroyed
Totally
it.
destroyed.
No, we nearly lost on a number of
close.
occasions as we were going through it. Though
It was close.
It was close. It was not a cakewalk.
Well, good. That's what I like is when a cooperative game is challenging.
Yeah.
If it's too easy, it's what's the point?
And the deck building was really fun. That was a great way to deck build. I thought it was very unique and very interesting. And the fact that you get to upgrade your cards, so it's not just deck building, adding cards and culling cards. It was upgrading the cards that you've already gained.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great.
Well, excellent. With that, let us move on. So this week we are continuing our discussion of pickup and delivery games. Just to retouch on what that is, the pickup and delivery mechanic in board game is a core mechanic loop where players acquire specific items, much like you talked in Planet or Merchant of Venus, and you acquire those items. Those can be resources, people, anything along that line, and you're taking them to a different place on the board. And that could be a destination, that could be a destination.
Typically, you got to deliver them somewhere.
Got to deliver them somewhere. But it could be a site on the map, or it could be to a customer, or it could be just wherever that resource is needed. This is a fundamental concept in several games that simulates the logistics, trade, transportation, challenges within a game theme. And with that, let's go on to our top 5.
All right.
Dave, why don't you kick us off?
Number 5 for me, I really don't know how it's a pickup and delivery game, but it was on the list.
Okay.
It was on the official Board Game Geek list, and so
I'm not going to openly mock your lack of research, but that's all right.
and it's a good enough game. It's one of my top games of all. But since I didn't really know how it fit, I was like, I'm just going to put it on there so that I can mention Descent, Journeys in the Dark.
Yeah, there are quite a few missions in this that require you to either escort a character or move a particular item to a certain place to activate stuff. Not every mission. This is definitely not a pickup and delivery game per se. Like in terms of like that is how you would define the game.
Right.
But it definitely has some pickup and delivery elements in it. Some missions. Yeah.
Or rather than deliver the noble son, you just lock him back up in the cave where you found him.
Yeah, because he's kind of a jerk.
He was kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Just leave it. Leave him there. Let him be sacrificed to the dark god. Pick up and deliver or don't.
Or don't.
But Descent is such a good game. If it's in the category, I feel like it always needs a mention toward the top.
All right.
Excellent. It's a good pick. Andy, what you got?
So one of mine, or my number 5, I really enjoy this game. It is definitely not for everyone, but this is one that I have played with my wife many times, and it's one of the few games that I can usually get her to play, and that is Empire Builder. It's long, which really surprises me that she is willing to play this, but it's one of those games where we have played it over like a week's period, because she works evenings and I work days, so we see each other on occasion. And we have done that to where it's like, okay, let's play this game. We'll take a few turns when we get a chance. And it's not really a game where you lose what you're doing and where you're at, because it's usually pretty obvious what you're trying to do. But you have 3 tickets and or demand cards, I guess, and it has 3 different things on those cards and it'll have a city and what good they want delivered. And on the map, this is a map of the United States and Mexico and part of Canada, so North America. And there are just dots, little nodes, and you have small cities, you have medium cities, and large cities, and you're building tracks. You have to cross rivers, you have to go through mountains, and those tracks, whenever you go through mountains or rivers, are going to be a little bit more expensive. When you build into a city, it's a little more expensive depending on the size of the city. Only so many players can build into the smaller cities and the medium cities. So there's a little bit of a race to it to get to the places you want to go and to build on the easier, more cheap paths, because building through the mountains just drains your resources like crazy. But also, as you're doing this, you can, once you start earning money and doing more just pickup and deliveries and less track building, once you have your network built, you can start to upgrade your train. So you can upgrade your train 3 times. Your starting train moves 9 spaces and holds 2 good tokens, and you can upgrade it to either a fast train, which moves 12, or you can upgrade it to a freight train, which will hold 3, and then you can upgrade it to a super train after that, which will have both of those abilities. But it's a very simple game. It is a time-consuming game, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like it, but I've really enjoyed this, and the fact that it's one that my wife will play with me makes it even better.
So when was the last time you played this?
It was a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's excellent. I actually seem to recall you talking about it now. It was on your highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. That's great. I was just curious if Sabrina was still willing to play it.
She is, and the Kickstarter, in fact, I just got an update today about the Kickstarter that is going to be a Europe map.
Yeah.
And I'm excited and intrigued to see how that changes and what resources are going to be available in Europe and more modern stuff too, I would imagine. So yeah, I'm excited for that to come out.
Excellent. I'm excited to hear what Sabrina thinks of it too.
Me too.
All right. Doug, you or I?
All right, my number 5 is In the Hall of the Mountain King. This is a game that I backed on Kickstarter long time ago. I thoroughly enjoy this game. It's one that I try to push to the table every now and then. I try to get it out when I can. I think the last time we played it, it was at Andy's house. This is a game that I really enjoy the game. Just overall, I think it's really cool the way you have sort of this. It's called the troll moot or whatever, but where you have this cascading resource thing that goes on that is just super cool. But one of the best parts about this game is that you are trolls and you're moving in toward the heart of the mountain. And as you move in and you're creating these big caverns and places for your trolls to live and everything, you are also trying to establish places where you can build altars. And then you've got to move these idols through the tunnels and deeper into the mountain until you can get them to an altar and get them situated on that altar. And by doing that, that's how you kind of create the halls, right? Where you're going to score a lot of points. And the closer they are to the heart of the mountain, the more points they're worth, but it's also a little more difficult to do and requires a little more forethought and planning. Overall, I think this game is great, but the pickup and delivery part of it, I think adds so much to the experience of, creating your big caverns, building these altars, moving these idols. You're trying to get them delivered into these special locations, because that's really where a lot of the points are scored. So excellent game. In the Hall of the Mountain King.
I haven't played that game since SaltCon. Our friend Will Ferguson taught us that from Washington, and I haven't played it since then. I'd love to revisit this. It's been a long time since I've played it.
This is one I've wanted to play. I've seen it multiple times and I've not played it.
Oh, I thought you had played it when we had it at your house.
No,
but
I think it was on the other table.
Okay.
So I think I missed out on that one. I'd like to try it though.
It is a good game. I've played it. I played it when Will taught it, and then I played it one other time, but it's good.
And it's been re-implemented or a sequel?
There was a sequel called, I think, Fall of the Mountain King.
I think that's it.
And I didn't receive quite as much. I have it, and I haven't played it yet. and so maybe I should reserve judgment. But it didn't make the splash that the first one did. Apparently it
And
had-
the first one,
had
I
some issues.
remember enjoying it. So
Yeah, it is very good. But the pickup and delivery aspect of this game, I think, is excellent, and it's why it made my number 5.
So my number 5 is a very small Oink game, and which is a very small little card box and has very few cards in it. But much like the Tiny Epic, except for maybe tinier and epicer, are these Oink games, and they pack a lot of game in a small box. But this is a Deep Sea Adventure, which is a unique game. You are in a submarine and you are diving into the ocean to pick up treasure. The deeper you go into the ocean, the more valuable the treasure is. However, as soon as you pick up an item, you start using more oxygen, which doesn't sound that bad until you look and you realize that you are sharing the same oxygen that other players are using. So if you dive too deep, and then somebody who has gone more shallow picks up a heavy item, and then they start to slowly ascend back up. They're using up all that oxygen because it takes extra effort to get it up there. And then all of a sudden you run out of oxygen and you have to be hauled back to the sub with nothing because you ran out of juice, dropped all your stuff, and had to be hauled back in. So this is a very interesting game where the first time we played it, everybody dived too deep and nobody scored any points. And then the next time you play it, everybody just goes to the first level because everybody got scared from all the running out of oxygen. And so it was a very short low scoring game. And as you get more used to it, you realize, okay, I can go a little bit deeper, or I can try to manipulate what is going to happen to other players. And it's a fun, unique, very clever game, I think. And for that reason, the uniqueness of it, I put Deep Sea Adventure as my number 5 game.
This is definitely one I want to try.
You haven't played this? Nope. You've played it, Dave, right?
Yeah, as I was going to say, I actually really like this, and I borrowed it from you after we played it that first time, and I took it home and let my family play it, and everybody really enjoyed it. It's a simple enough one, but it, like, the way you describe it is absolutely accurate. But then, like I say, once you get just a little bit used to it, it's really simple enough that, like I say, that everybody I played it with found it easy enough to understand and get, and fun enough to want to play it.
Excellent. And this has no relationship to Endeavor Deep Sea.
Correct. Totally different.
Not associated. Okay.
Not at all.
Interesting.
So number 4 for me, I chose Merchants of the Dark Road. It's a game I think I've only played this one twice as well. Actually, before I even played it the first time, it already had a big impact on me. Like, I was like, I know I'm going to love that game. And when I got to play it, it did not disappoint. There's just a lot of different things going on. And that's one of the things that I love most about games, is when there's just a lot of different ways of scoring and a lot of different ways of being involved. And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think one of the great things about this game is the fact that you can deliver on other players' turns. So it really, timing matters very much so in Merchants of the Dark Road. Because if you can look and see what other players are doing and you can get yourself set up, that saves you a whole action of having to travel on your turn, and you can do something else when it gets to your turn. And I think that's key to doing well in this game is getting everything set up so that you can move when it's not your turn and get that extra, really kind of a bonus action, and get your stuff delivered.
Yeah, this is a great pick. I like this one quite a bit. I will always and forever remember the first time we pulled this out, and we had like, it has that little magnetic piece for the upper market rondelle, and I tossed it out on the board, and it sort of like settled into place with the magnet, and Nathan was like, "I'm in,"
and then he wasn't,
and then he wasn't, and then he didn't like it. So, anyway. Merchants of the Dark Road is an awesome pick. It's a great pickup and delivery game, and the way the market works, the way you go around the city and pick up goods, and the travelers, and then of course that traveling phase where you go out to deliver everything, and piggybacking and all of that. Like, yep. I really like how this works. Plus, this is all dice driven, so you have your dice that you roll, and then you have to decide how to activate them on your carriage or your merchant, whatever it is. Keep thinking like Wells Fargo wagon, but it's like, whatever. But you place those dice up there and activate. And I really like that mechanism of this too, right? Because again, like Andy said, kind of the timing of it and stuff is really intriguing. This is one that I want to play again. It's been a long time since we've played it, and I would like to get it back out.
Nice. All right. Well, my number 4 is a game that's fairly new to us. We played it for the first time in January at BryceCon, and that is Storm Raiders.
So good.
We have really had a good time with this game. So this is a post-apocalyptic game where you are there. The premise is there was a huge storm over the earth, and it has now shrunk down, and it's still there, and it's still a threat. But now we can go out and we can salvage some different goods at these salvage sites where the storm that falls in within the storm's path. So you have, as far as the delivery locations, you have stormholds that are looking for specific resources. And so as the Storm Raiders, you're going out and you're picking up all the different resources along the map to fill these contracts. Now, one thing that's cool is, and it's kind of a race for this as well, not just racing other players to contracts, but you're also racing the game for the contracts. Because if a contract doesn't get filled that round, it will flip over. Now, the resources are the same, but what the rewards will be different. And if it doesn't get filled for 2 times in a row, then a damage die gets placed on there, and you have to take a damage when you fulfill that contract. And then finally, if it still doesn't get fulfilled, then it will be removed from the board. So there's a little bit of a rush to get to the contracts, and sometimes you want to wait to see what's on the other side. So maybe you the rewards are going to be a little bit more in line with what you're trying to do as far as your strategy goes, because in the game you're trying to score based on your modifications for your vehicles, based on the number of crew members you have, and also based on the number of medals you have, and you multiply those by the associated dials on your player dashboard. So whenever you visit a storm location, a salvage location, you get to adjust one of those dials up. And then when you fulfill a contract, you gain either a mod or a medal or a crew member or some other benefit. So this is a great game. It plays very quickly, which is nice. A lot of pickup and delivery games take a fair bit of time to get through, and this is not one of those. I love the fact that all the vehicles have an asymmetrical power, so it makes it very fresh and unique, and you can have different combinations. Along with your Storm Raider, when you rest, you get to trigger their asymmetrical power, and overall, we've had a ton of fun with this. This is a great game.
Yeah, this is a game I'd like to try again. I mean, we played at Bryce, and I don't think I've played it since, but this is one that I would like to try again. The whole idea of the game, I find appealing, and the theme really sings to me, I guess.
Yeah, that post-apocalyptic thing is really fun.
Yeah, and I guess that's something I really enjoy a lot of the post-apocalyptic games.
Yeah.
And just kind of that whole, what would we do as a society and how we would resolve things.
Would we fall into the Mad Max world, right?
Yeah. And
would it be chaos?
And from what I think or see, I kind of think, we're probably going to end up that way.
Probably would.
I think this game absolutely would have made my top 5 if I had just played it more than once. I've only yet had the opportunity to play it one time. I really loved it. This is one I picked up at the same time that Andy did. We both backed it and it fulfilled. So I haven't even played my copy of it yet, and I really, really want to. It's
should do
really
that,
good.
Doug.
It's excellent. Yeah, we should. So very, very good game. Good game, good pick.
Excellent.
So my number 4 is a post-apocalyptic Mad Max meets pickup and delivery style game. 100%. This is Wasteland Express delivery service. And I'm super stoked. I picked up a copy of this dirt cheap, unplayed at the last SaltCon.
Yeah, that's nice.
I caught it as the guy was like loading it on the shelf to sell, and it was $15.
Wow.
Unplayed, and I was like, "That's mine."
That's my
No kidding. That's great. What a good find.
Yeah, it was excellent. So I cannot wait to get this one to the table some more. The big, I think, really, really fun thing about this is you have your sort of caravan, your Mad Max style caravan, your big, vehicle that you are modding and decking out as the game goes. So the idea is you are increasing its storage capacity so you can deliver bullets and food and fuel to various spots across the board. But you are also upgrading your vehicle in ways so that it can survive the wasteland better, and loading it up with guns, of course, because you got to be able to fight the raiders and potentially fight other players. This is an outstanding game. And the pickup and delivery is like the core conceit of it. That's how you win, is by delivering stuff to different places. But I love the randomness of the setup, right? The map changes every single time, and building your caravan is really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous that you got such a great game. But I guess I did get Hadrian's Well, which I very much love. But this Wasteland Express Delivery, it's great.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's a fun game.
I love it. I put it right in kind of almost the same love I have for the race car game.
I was just gonna say,
Tiny Turbo Cars.
Tiny Turbo Cars and the Thunder Road Vendetta.
Thunder Road Vendetta.
Yeah, both of those kind of just get me a little excited to play.
Yeah.
And I think Thunder Road Vendetta is the top of that list for me. But all of these, any chance I have to play, I would play those.
Excellent.
Awesome. Good choice.
Well, you don't have a chance to play right now, but you do have a chance to tell us what number 4 was for you, Nate.
So number 4 for me was a great game that we played in BGG, and I actually picked it up and haven't played it since. So I don't know if it was that great or not.
It was fun. Yeah.
I very much enjoyed it. And this is a futuristic game, pickup and delivery game, but this is more of a utopian society, right? You know, there's no post-apocalyptic. We're in the future, spaceships.
We've moved past that.
We
evolved.
advanced, revolved. We revolved past that. But this is wormholes. And so wormholes is essentially that you are picking up and delivering passengers from one side of the galaxy to the other. And as you find and discover wormholes along the way, and you can establish those paths of wormholes, then other players can piggyback off of your wormholes to drive their passengers to their destination. And it's essentially a race to try to get as your points scored, your passengers delivered before your opponents do.
Yeah, this is an efficiency puzzle, which is really fun. And then just discovering the wormholes and that whole level of exploration is you get mostly at the beginning of the game is really cool too. But once everything's basically discovered, I really enjoy the efficiency puzzle in this.
Yeah, this is a great game. Very simple. The theme is very simple. It's just you're establishing routes and delivering your passengers and getting them there.
Excellent. Cool. I did play this once at SaltCon, and it was very good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah. Liked it quite a bit.
I'm glad to hear you guys like this one. This is one that I have been intrigued by. So,
all right, that brings us to number 3.
Number 3, my third favorite pickup and delivery game is one that Andy already talked about, Empire Builder. And I don't know. Well, this is a game we started playing a long time ago. Dennis got a copy of it, and I just, in preparation for the show here, I just realized that it was actually made in 1982. That's when it came out, which, I mean, any game that came out that long ago and is a game that I still enjoy, I think is pretty awesome. Richie, I could swear he used to love this game, but anymore it's one that he won't play because it takes too long, and it's just, I don't know, he has some complaints about it. But for me, it's like one of those old classics that I just, it'll never, I don't think it'll ever die. Now I will concede it is not the greatest game, but I just love it. Like, as far as, just like gameplay, and especially as I mentioned on the last one that I was talking about, where I love so many different, doing so many different things in a game. This is one that's very straightforward, and you're really just picking up and delivering and building track and upgrading your train.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with the European version, because this game looks like it was made in the 1980s.
Yes.
Well, it's great though, because sometimes these older games, right, that we have a far more modern eye, right? And
right.
A lot of these games we're like turn our nose up on, but something like Empire Builder that both of you very much still admire and are still willing to get to the table, that says a lot about the game itself, right?
Yeah.
Not just it's hard not to judge a game by its cover art and its game art,
right?
Because there's plenty of games that I've just the art has just turned me completely away from a game that could have been a somewhat decent game, and but yeah, it's great when a game, the game mechanics, the heart of the game outshines the art of the game. The heart outshines the art.
The heart.
Put that on a
art.
t-shirt.
Heart before art.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 3 is Firefly the game. This is I feel like is a fairly epic pickup and delivery game. You are flying all over the place to pick up stuff. It's been a while since I've played this. I remember having a lot of fun. Although the last time we played it, you guys ended it way too quickly. I felt like Dave. I'm like, wait, it's over already? What the heck? It's like
we played this at BGG.
We did. Yeah. That was the last time I played it. And so that's been, my goodness, like 3 years ago. But we
played it not too long ago here.
Yeah.
I was not here for that.
Oh, you weren't?
Yeah.
Have you played it with your new?
Yeah, we played the new version.
We played the new
10th
version with the
anniversary
big
version.
mat and everything. It was
so
great.
jealous.
Yeah.
Dang it. I missed it.
Yep. I bet you'll hear about it again later.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Anyway, I have enjoyed my plays of this game. I own this game, and it's one that I need to get to the table more often. But yeah, it's also one, like you said, Nathan, one that is always better with having the majority of the people knowing how to play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it is and it's especially rough for a new player to not get steamrolled when you're playing with experienced players.
Yeah.
And that is, and you run into that with a lot of games where if it's a game where experience can very much benefit the experienced player, it's tough to lose when you know what to do. You know which piles to go to. You know which resources to look for. You know what keywords you need. And it's, But if you're playing with a group of people who know the game, and I've lost a lot of that information, so I'm not as, I know there's still keywords that you're looking for, and if I see a keyword, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go for that. But
yeah,
I'm not as, I can't tell you like, okay, that's in that pile, that's in that pile, that's in that pile. I used to, but
I played this game twice, and the last time was a lot longer ago than what you're talking about. We played it in Preston in our family reunion, probably 6, 7, 8 years ago was the last time I played it, but it's a great game. In fact, it would have made my top 5 had I played it more recently. I know that I love it, but
yeah, it's a great game. Yeah. It's really fun. And there's a lot of people that it is way up there on their list. It's a very, very popular game.
Yep. Excellent.
Awesome. My number 3 is one we already talked about, Merchants of the Dark Road. Excellent game.
Excellent. My number 3 is, and it would probably be higher on my list too if we had played it more often. But this is a game that we've played 2 or 3 times that has just excited me every time we've played this. And this is a game that I got for free.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And a guy was... it was handed down to him, and so he just handed it off to me, and that was great. And this is Zaya, The Legends of a Drift System, and this tries to emulate that whole sandbox where you can go wherever the galaxy wants to take you, and you're expanding out until you reach the ends of the Earth, or not the Earth, the ends of the universe, and then you have to adapt and deal with what you need to do. You got to pick up and delivery. You got to avoid hazards that you'll run into, and all while trying to race against your opponents. And this, you talk about Firefly being a great game. This is just right there, I think, very much with it, and has a very similar following of people who very much enjoy this game. And I want to enjoy this game more. I'm anxious to play this game more.
I wish that what we really need to do is every time we play this, we play the short version.
Yeah.
And I would really like to do the short version one more time, get ourselves refreshed, and then do that on like a Thursday. And then Friday, we're doing we are doing the real version of this game to really get a taste of how it was designed and how it was meant to be played.
I like that.
It's such a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's every time we've played it, we're teaching somebody new, and we're refreshing. And I would very much like to do exactly that, even if it's within a month. Right. It doesn't necessarily have to be the next day, but just while those rules are in play, or not in play, but ingrained, are fresh on my mind, and to play that full version. So,
sure.
Very much. But even with the samplings of those games, the shorter version of the game, very much enjoy this game. And it made it to my number 3.
A well-earned number 3. That's a phenomenal game.
It is. I concur.
I haven't played it. I would love to sometime.
You would love it.
I think you'd like it quite a bit.
Excellent.
All right, we're on number 2.
Number 2 already? I chose Railways of the World. I've only played this once. I played it at our last Hug a Meeple Con at your house, Andy.
Yeah.
It was me and you.
Yep. And Julie.
Julie and Marissa.
Marissa. Yep,
Yeah.
Marissa.
It was great. Julie, I think she was excited to play it and wanted to teach it. And so I was like, I'm in. This looks like, I mean, honestly, I thought about Empire Builder.
Yeah, I did too.
And the reason I ranked it higher than Empire Builder, because anytime I go back to Richie, right? And I'm thinking, this is one, as I'm thinking, would Richie like this? You know, because I always want him to play Empire Builder again, and he's never interested. But I think this one is a little bit more appealing to somebody like him. It doesn't seem like it's binds down as much, maybe, or and I think he would probably see just more options and things like that.
See, and I actually feel the opposite.
Really?
I do. I feel like got stuck way more in Railways of the World than I do. I feel like everything's open for me. I can go wherever I want as long as I can afford it, right?
For sure.
And I can plan ahead because I know, okay, this is going to cost me this, and this. This is, I can plan 3 or 4, 5, 6 turns ahead and know exactly what I'm going to do on my turn, where I need to go, where I need to build track. I had a lot harder time doing that with this, and I felt way more constrained in Railways of the World. I didn't mind the game, but you can buy my copy if you want.
I'm so proud of you, Andy. Cullen Games.
Wow, that's amazing.
My number two,
Number two, my lord.
pick number 2. My number 2 is one that we've already talked about. So this has hit 3 lists, this game.
And that's all it's going to hit. It is not on my top 5 at all.
This is one we need to play with Nathan again just to change his mind. Hopefully it hasn't been tainted with one bad play.
I think you're going to have a very hard time convincing me. I've waffled on it, but I'm thinking it's one I can pass.
We need to have you open your mind and your heart with a pink cookie from Crumble.
Heart before art.
And play this game. But this is Merchants of the Dark Road. I love this game. It's great.
I'm glad you liked it.
I was just thinking if we were doing another battle, this being on all 3 of those of us that have really good taste on all our lists, I have a feeling this game would be right there at the top.
Well, the last time this hit the table, it was the 4 of us playing it, and 3 of us thoroughly enjoyed it, and 1 of us didn't. So.
I've played it since then.
Oh, have you?
I've played it a couple times since then.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, Max loves this game.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have all the amazing components that you have, Doug, but
Did you pick this one up?
I did pick it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
The deluxified stuff for this game is
So
Superb.
good.
so good. Yeah, it's amazing. All right. Well, my number 2 is Western Legends. So whether you are delivering gold to the bank, delivering cattle to the train, delivering bad guys to the jail, or just delivering pain to your enemies. This game hits
Nice.
on all cylinders. It's great. Western Legends is fantastic. And of course, you don't have to do any of that stuff. There's dozens of different ways to win the game. You could always just go gamble the whole time. You can do whatever you want. This is an Old West sandbox game where you can do whatever you want to earn legendary points, whatever sounds fun to you. But a lot of those options are pickup and delivery options. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to go prospecting and then go deliver that money to the bank and get a bunch of points, or go grab those cattle. And you can either be the good guy and go deliver them to the train, or you can rustle the cattle. You can go deliver them to a neighboring, like a competing ranch, right? You can steal them basically. And so it gives you a lot of options. There's usually a good guy option and a bad guy option for most things in the game. And it just works really well. This is a great game.
Do either of you guys own this?
Douglas owns it.
Doug owns this. Okay.
Yeah.
He owns it all.
I have
right?
everything. Yeah. I have like 3D printed terrain and everything.
Nice.
Yeah. I've got all the good stuff.
We tried to play it at Hug a Meeple Con. I can't remember if you brought it. And
I did.
And we intended to play it. Julie wanted to play it again. Played it again.
You guys did play it at Julie's.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was
Dave,
that was a while
myself, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I would really want to try this again too.
I would love to try it. It sounds really fun.
Yeah. This one's hit my table. It usually hits the table about once a year, but
Nice.
I would like to. It hasn't hit for a while, so I think it's due.
It's due.
Excellent. I would love to be at your table when it hits. So my number 2 is a great pickup and delivery game, and that is Star Wars Outer Rim. This is kind of going to piggyback off your analogy, Douglas. You can go and you can make deliveries. You can go and collect bounties. You can go and hire a crew and do jobs successfully, and all while evading I want to say it's the Red Sun, the Empire, the Rebels, depending on who you have favor with and who you don't. And this is a great travel from one end of the verse to the other to find those jobs, make those deliveries, and avoid the law and or whoever's after you. And this is very much a game that I like. It has a Star Wars theme, but it is a game that is very similar to Firefly that you mentioned, Andy. And it is a game that it just kind of hits. And as we were preparing and talking about this, Douglas, you own it, I own it, and I was hoping to get it played before the expansion, because the unfinished business expansion is unplayed expansion for, I think, for both of us. And I don't have you guys played this, Dave? I don't know if you have. You have.
Yeah, I haven't played with the expansion, obviously, but yeah, this is an awesome.
Yeah, as you were describing it just now, I was like, gosh, that sounds kind of familiar, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, the map's in a big arc, and
seems like I have.
And with the expansion, there's a way to go from one end to the other super fast without having to fly all the way through all the dangers.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I'm pretty sure I played it, and it is awesome.
But anyways, that's my number 2. It's a very good game.
I've really been itching to get this one out.
Yeah.
So one of us needs to read the rules and get that done, because it is a really good game.
Yeah, I couldn't find my expansion, and then I opened my base box and
it was in
found
there.
that my expansion was there.
Yeah.
And then I put it all back in the box.
Nice.
So I need to get it out and to because I think I really need to refresh both the base and the expansion.
This is one that I really hope FFG doesn't abandon, because there's a lot more they could do with it. I mean, we haven't even got the Mandalorian in there yet, so there's plenty of space to expand this in terms of just like the number of ships and the different pilots you can play, the different places you can go, the types of missions there are. I mean, this is one of those games that has like 7 decks of cards, and they each represent different things you can do on different planets and everything. And there's little like stories and missions and skill checks and all kinds of stuff. And they could do a whole lot more with this game. It's really good.
Yeah.
Just need to get it to the table again.
And it took them forever to get the unfinished business out. And when they were making all their announcements, they just kind of didn't really push it like I felt that they should have. And a lot of people very much like this game, because it scratches all the same itches that Firefly provides, and it kind of simplifies it. I think it makes it a quicker game. So
A pick up and delivery game that's quick. That's magic.
it's quicker. I didn't say it was quick.
I was going to say, that was my
Quick
one.
compared to many other pick up and delivery games.
Yeah, for sure. It is that.
And the number one pickup and delivery game there is, please don't argue with me, is Windward.
Yeah.
I had to do that just to troll Andy a little bit.
It didn't work.
No one's buying that, Dave.
Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated for me. As with all the Clanks, I love them. I love Clank. It's an awesome system. And when you marry that with a legacy game, which is probably my very favorite, I don't know if you want to call it mechanic, but I'm going to call it a mechanic currently. It's just a match made in heaven. Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated.
Nice. That is a great game.
That's awesome.
My number 1 is one we've talked about, Wasteland Express Delivery Service. That is my all-time favorite. I love the starting out with an asymmetrical ability for your driver or your rig, and then just the unique modifications you can add to that thing, and the different missions that come out that will kind of change on what you're doing. You have one static mission every single time you play, but then everything else is random. And it has made for some very fun times and just thorough enjoyment. I love this game. I'm always willing to play it. Would love to get it to the table as often as possible, but unfortunately we need a full week of no work at least once a month.
At least once a month. Yeah. It's my occurred.
Let's move to Europe.
Talk to your local representative. Let's make that happen.
Excellent pick. My number 1 is Final Girl. Now, I know this is one none of you have played. This is a single player only game. We've talked about this in the past. There are issues with that. I wish that this was a multiplayer type game. But if you've played it and experienced it, you can very much see why they made the decision for this to be a solo only style game. But the whole thing here is you are trying to deliver. You're trying to pick up the dumb survivors and get them off the map before the killer comes in and slaughters them. And so it is a race, and you will not save them all. I don't know anybody who has ever done so. If you have, let us know at meeplenation@gmail.com. But it's an impossibility. So you really have to strategically think about where you're going to go, who you're going to pick up, who you're going to try to save. All the while, right, the bad guy is going around slaughtering the innocents, hunting you down, and you're trying to save them and get enough gear and equipment and stuff that you can actually stand a chance at taking them on. Because eventually you're going to have to turn and fight. So I really love the pick up and deliver mechanism in this because it feels so real as you're trying to save all these people and they are just getting horribly slaughtered. Also, the AI is deliberately kind of dumb. Like kind of built into the cake, and part of the story is that, people in horror movies make terrible choices, and that's kind of built in. So it's like you're in the middle of trying to save these people, and then they run right into the killer's, lair, and you're like, all right, sorry, Dave, you're done. Jill, you're out. Can't save you.
This is one I had this, and I had the whole first wave. And then after I realized it was a single player, I was like, I'm just not going to get to that. And now in my current mindset, I would totally love to play this. So maybe if you're willing, I'd like to borrow your set.
Yeah.
And play
I'll
through
teach you how to
it.
play it.
Because it is a game that it does appeal to me, and especially now that I need to play new games. But I'm just interested because I have some time every once in a while where I have some free time. Everybody's asleep, and so I can play a game, and that would be a great game to play.
I do think you would like it. And there are, like, at this point, there's like 3 big boxes for it, and they each have like their own mats and components and that kind of thing. So, like, you could play over there and I could play over here, and we could just, tell each other how we're doing. I don't know.
I like that.
Trying to think about ways you could make it as interactive as possible. But the single player thing is a little hard to swallow. It's not my favorite. I'm not a big solo only player, but it is such a good game.
Yeah. And if it's done well.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I'm glad you clarified that, because I was thinking maybe you were trying to tell us something by your favorite game being a single player.
I'm not, Dave.
I'm trying to tell you something while
it.
Merchants of the Dark Road is not on my top 5.
Okay.
I'm confused. I'm not sure what you're getting at.
I will never play that game again.
His mind is made up.
Never underestimate the stubbornness of Nathan.
You're not wrong. I have lots of people that can validate that. My number 1 is a game that we did talk about, and that is Firefly, the board game. This, for years, was my number 1 all-time game. I would play this game every week, and we would play it over and over again. We played through all the scenarios multiple times, and then this is a game that when new product came out, I sunk my teeth into it. I complain about other games where their decks got flooded, but this is a game that we were playing over and over and over and over again. So for me, that extra content became vital. And where other games, I tend to complain about it because
Yeah, you do.
dilutes the game, I think. Where in this, it was definitely an enhancement to the game.
So you felt like because you were so familiar with the cards and everything that was all the content, that adding that extra didn't dilute it. It was an addition at that point.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And with other games, it's I'm behind that 8 ball, and as such, it just is. I'm not gonna dip my toes into that pool unless I have to. But Firefly is a phenomenal game and it takes that theme: hire a crew, find a job, keep on flying, and you are trying to do exactly that. You're trying to find jobs, whether they're legal jobs, illegal jobs, they're pickup and delivery jobs. You're going to go and you're going to misbehave. You're going to do crime, all these things. all the captains, all the ships, well, not all the ships, all the captains are very unique asymmetric powers. The ships have a variety of ships in there. And with the 10th anniversary, it combines all of that. It gives you some nice little trays too. So in the past, you have to kind of sort out resources. With the 10th anniversary, you can just hand a tray, boom, there's all the stuff that you're going to need. And just,
Yeah, it felt like setup was really slick.
yeah. And it really enhanced. I was kind of reluctant to get the 10th anniversary. And then I was like, as I was getting some stuff, I'm like, okay, well, I need to get this and I want to get that. And then before I knew it, I had the whole thing. So
It's pretty good that you did, actually,
it is for you.
because where in the world would you have stored all those rules for every other game?
I needed a nice big box that would hold all the rules I want to lose. Yeah. But Firefly is a outstanding game in my opinion and deserves to be my number one. And given the opportunity, I would still play it any chance I get. So
Nice. All right.
with that,
Some awesome top fives.
that's some pretty good top fives.
We had a few crossovers on people's lists. Some pretty awesome crossovers on people's lists, Nathan.
Sure. Yeah.
One in
Wasteland.
particular.
One in particular.
Yeah,
Three
Wasteland
lists, right?
Express
The
delivery
three
service.
lists,
That was
yeah.
great. Yeah.
All right. Let us know if we missed anything that is on your top five at meeplenation@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time.
We'll see you trying to decide if Merchants of the Dark Road is worth playing at all at the game table. You might like it. That magnetic rondel, though, was awesome. Still at the game table.
You really undermined a lot of our list.
I did. It's a great game for somebody.
Dave, I love it. Andy, I love it. Doug, I love it. Nathan, nah.
Yeah, it's okay.
What a waste of time to even talk about.
At the game table.
Thank you for listening and being a part of Meeple Nation. If you would be so kind as to follow, subscribe, share, and rate or review this podcast, it really helps to spread the fun. You can be more involved in supporting the podcast by joining the nation at patreon.com/MeepleNation, or you can find a link at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. And while you're there, look at all our extra content. There are links to all our past episodes, a wide variety of blogs, pictures from our Instagram feed, and bios for all the hosts and our awesome bloggers. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all under Meeple Nation. If you would like to chat with the hosts or other members of the nation, you can join our Facebook group, Meeple Nation Off Air. We hope to see you again at a game night, a con, or maybe a suspense-driven evening of Werewolf. Thank you for listening and supporting Meeple Nation, and stay tuned for next week's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We very much want to thank our patrons who help keep the podcast running. I personally want to thank my co-hosts for all the help they provide with both content here on the podcast, in addition to what we have available on our website. Without them, the podcast would not happen. If you too would like to support the podcast, you can join the nation at patreon.com/Meeple_nation. Or you can find a link to Patreon at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. If you have any questions, comments, or games you feel should be on our radar, you can always reach us at meeplenation@gmail.com. We can't wait to hear from you. I am grateful to Doug and Andy who helped me edit episodes, and I want to thank James and Kim Clark who do the editing on our blogs and on our webpage, which can be found at meeplenation.com. We want to thank Brain Detergent for our music. If you want to find more from him, you can follow his links that can be found on our webpage, or simply search for Brain Detergent on YouTube to find more of his tracks. Thank you again for listening and being part of the Meeple Nation community.
That silence was getting a little
Sponsorship.
awkward, and I was like, I misunderstood something.
I never make mistakes when I say stuff. I cut off a finger every time I make a mistake.
That's why I only have one.
That one?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the important one, though, right?
It's the one that I
That's
keep
how you say hello.
It's the one I keep getting arthritis in. I don't know why.
Well, hey, you shouldn't because you just keep it straight.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I just need to put a popsicle stick in there on each side.
I had to do that when younger.
Hey guys. Hey Logan.
Hey, Logan. You can't get over the redness that fast, though. You got to keep it for like a day and a half.